I'm sitting in the dark, and I just figured at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I would throw out a video telling you random reasons not to stop shifting and not to lose hope. I'm not even gonna put a number on it. I'm just gonna start saying random shit. Some of these are things from my list that kind of keep me going in the midst of all of this, so I'm gonna shoot this list at you. First and foremost, you have the ability to script in that you are super rich or have unlimited money. In the economy we live in now, that kind of shit is not possible. Don't you want to experience the fact that you don't have to have financial difficulties? Number 2, food. You could eat any food in the world that you want. Comfort food. Food that is cooked by your comfort people. You could learn to cook. You could go to other countries and eat their delicacies. You could eat rich food, fancy food, rare food, any kind of food you want. Your favorite foods, your dream meals, on it. Do it. Script it. Got it? Third, you can see your comfort people. I don't know anything about your DR, but like if you have comfort people, friends, family, partners, pets, coworkers, whoever, you can see those people. You can hug those people, be in the room with those people. They will look you in the eye, not looking through a screen and you're pretending that they're looking at you when really they're looking at another character off screen. No, they're looking at you. They're seeing you. They're aware of you. You can hear them say your name. Hold their hand, sit in the room with them, have a meal with them, watch a movie with them, go on adventures with them, live a life with these people. You can be around these people no matter how long it takes. You'll eventually get to these people. Next, travel. Travel is expensive here. You will get to travel wherever you want. You could have DRs where you just travel the world with people that you love, or even just like alone. And shifting also gives us the opportunity to travel places that don't exist here. You could travel to Hogwarts. You could travel to Narnia. You could travel to other planets, other galaxies, other fucking universes. The amount of travel, the things you could see, the people you could meet, the music you could hear, the land you could stand on, the waters you could swim in. You could see unlimited things for so long and so many times that no one else you know will ever see. And think of the skills that you could learn. I have so many things that I don't know how to do that I would love to learn while shifting. I could learn to ride a bike. I never learned here. I never learned how to swim here. I could learn to swim in my DR. I can learn to do magic just as well as I can learn to read French or speak Spanish. You could learn to play different instruments. You could learn how to build cars. You could learn how to color hair or do makeup professionally. You could learn how to build furniture. You could learn how to fucking street race. I don't know what it is that people want to learn, but you could learn to do it. You can learn new skills. You can learn new hobbies. You can play instruments. You can learn how to sing. You could learn how to use a professional camera. And think of all of like the dreams and the goals and the careers that you could try. Singer, songwriter, actor, screenwriter, fucking dancer. You could be anything. You could be a musician. You could be in politics. You could be in entertainment. You could be in cosmetics. You could go to cosmetology school. You could go to some sort of college that you've always wanted to go to. If there is some sort of job you always wanted to do, but you couldn't do because of education or disability or finances or just circumstance, you could do those things. You could do those dream careers. You could have those goals and you could reach those things that you can't here. Think of the books that you could read that don't exist here. Think of the food that you could eat that doesn't exist here. Think of the people that you could hang out with and love and befriend that don't exist here. Think of the music in your DR that'll never be written in your CR. Think of the movies that exist there but don't exist here. Think of the fact that in your DR, you could have the most comfortable piece of clothing whether it's a sweater or a dress or like a hoodie or pair of shoes, whatever, your comfort item of clothing, your most comfortable clothes, your whole wardrobe. You can have your dream wardrobe, your dream articles of clothing, no matter what brand they come from or how expensive they are, and you know that they will be within your budget and come in your size exactly how you want it. You could give yourself the most comfortable bed in the entire fucking world. You could have your dream bedroom, your dream house. If there's a pet you've always wanted, you can have the pet. When I sometimes feel like this, sometimes it's the little things. In my MCUDR, I live by the ocean, and I can't wait to just walk on the beach barefoot and just know that I can. I put into all of my scripts that I have completely clear skin, no acne, no blackheads, no nothing. I'm so excited to not have to wear foundation to cover up acne. If you struggle with stuff like that, you can do that kind of stuff too. I am excited to be able to have a giant bedroom. I'm excited to be able to own a bunch of different game systems. I have my own personal library. If you like reading, you could get your own personal library. Like, the possibilities are endless. The things you love, you could have. The people that you love, you could be near. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. And I know that it feels so hard. I remember being at that slump when I was 9 months in. I have been in the shifting community for 3 years, and I have never fully shifted. I just mini shifted for the first time 2 months ago. I know exactly where you're at. I know exactly how you feel. I know the exhaustion. I know the fear. I know the frustration. I know the feeling of everyone around me is shifting, and in less time. Why not me? Why is it not my turn? And that is so valid, and that is so okay, honey. You are so allowed to have those feelings. They are valid, and they are normal, and they are okay. I still have those even 3 years in, and I've had them several times and a long time, and that's okay. And your feelings are valid, but you will shift. Either way, there's days where you're going to wake up in your CR, whether you tried to go somewhere else or not. There's no real thing to keep you stuck here. If you can't get stuck in your DR, you can't get stuck in your CR, you know? I know that it feels hard, and I know it's scary, and it's painful, but you have a million reasons not to give up. The people in your DR that you love, the people that you want to be around, each one of them is a reason. The places you want to go, the adventures you want to have, being able to see things like magic, creatures that don't exist, movies that'll never be made here, anything that you want in life, any little thing, new skill, new place to go, new home, new anything. You can do those things. You can have those things. You deserve to believe in you, because I believe in you.
Oh, the pirate's life sounds just right. Sounds quite nice, I could say that twice. Sounds quite nice, we won't live long. For a little
2 cans of beer a day, and that's your bleeding lot. And now we've got an extra one because they stopped the tots. So we'll put on our civvy clothes, find a pub ashore. A sailor's just a sailor, just like he was before. Oh.
But oh, you taste like well, though. I risk my health for one more day with you. This is a tricky age where birds stuck in a cage. Sunshine, I was midnight, and I can still see it all. All of you, all of me. I once believed love would be, but it's golden. We were running out through the storm, through the night. We were running in the dark. We were following our hearts, and we would fall down, and we would slowly fall apart. We would slowly fall into the dark. We were running out through the storm, through the night. We were running in the dark. We were following our hearts, and we would fall down, and we would slowly fall apart. We would slowly fall into the dark.
Listen, there ain't nothing like that moment when it tips in. Good God, look at you, you're doing such a good job.
I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The word I'm searching for, I can't say because there's preschool toys present.
We were running out through the storm, through the night. We were running in the dark. We were following our hearts, and we would fall down, and we would slowly fall apart. We would slowly fall into the dark. We were running out through the storm, through the night. We were running in the dark. We were following our hearts, and we would fall down, and we would slowly fall apart. We would slowly fall into the dark.
I was pretty sure you'd sleep in and forget to meet me this morning.
Wouldn't have forgotten if I was sleeping with you.
But look at this, Jesus, look at this sound.
So I'm just gonna give you a little update on my shifting journey while I'm cooking, even though it's 11 something at night. It has been a very strange day. I had kind of just come to the point where I was like, I don't think I'm on a break, but I'm not like actively trying. So it was like, you know, if I try, I try. If I don't, just kind of like an overall, like, just kind of see what happens situation. But I've been trying to do my reality checks more, and I've been trying to write down my dreams whenever I remember them. And last night I had a very sudden lucid dream after I'd woken up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And when I became lucid, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this opportunity to be able to shift. Oh, I forgot to take my ADHD medication. I'm going to use this opportunity to be able to shift. And I tried, and it hadn't worked. I think I didn't ground myself enough. I had tried to ground myself, but I just don't think that I had enough of a grasp on it in order to actually try. But I did try, and it didn't work. And then right when I felt like I was about to, I got woken up. So that wasn't ideal. And then it took me like half an hour of being awake before I even remembered that I'd had the dream. And then twice today, I saw an angel number I never ever see. I never see 2222. And I saw it twice today. Once when I was picking up lunch, when it was on the order screen, and once when I was randomly scrolling through TikTok and I looked it up, and it was talking about like finding balance and peace in your life so that you could go forward with like the plans for your future and like the spiritual journey to come. And then I saw 111 twice, and only a few minutes ago I caught 1111 as I was opening my phone to message my sister. And then I informed one of my shifting mutuals about all of this and was informed of the 1212 portal I didn't know about, and it being a new moon. I may try to actually shift tonight, like actually like lay down with, I've got to just close the cabinet with my leg. I may lay down with a meditation and like actually try. I don't know, things like feel, you know, they feel, you know. So I am about to dive into a crochet project for the evening, but I figured I would answer this lovely person who was asking for help about what reality shifting is and just like the basics of what it is and how it works and how to shift, as well as like my personal techniques and things. So let's get into that. As a heads up, everything that I'm going to say, a lot of people are going to have different perspectives on how to explain this. This is just how I choose to explain it to people. Don't automatically take it as law. I'm going to tag an account in the description, Carly, who does a lot of really good shifting education videos. And when people ask me about shifting, because I feel like she's better at explaining stuff and answering questions than I am, because my account is more about like motivation and humor when it comes to shifting, and she's really, really good at like answering questions and explaining stuff and sharing her own experiences. So I always make sure to tag her in these videos. So if you want like more help understanding it, definitely go to Carly's account. I like to think of shifting and explain it as becoming aware of your consciousness in another place. When people talk about shifting, they often talk about the consciousness theory versus the multiverse theory. The multiverse theory, you can kind of think in aspects of like what you would see in movies. Like if you're into the Marvel films, the multiverse theory is the theory that there are multiple universes and multiple realities where you exist, where even just like the tiniest thing is changed. Like a reality where I'm an inch taller than I am here, but everything else is the same. Or where I had something else for dinner or turned left instead of right. You know, that anything is possible in any reality. And that when we shift, we physically are shifting our consciousness to this other reality. The consciousness theory, which is a little harder for me to explain because to me it's a little harder for me to understand personally, is the idea that we all are having a unique experience within our conscious selves, and that the shifting experience takes place within our conscious mind. That does not mean that it's not real. And I also hear a lot of people bring up like the conspiracy theory, or not really conspiracy theory, but like a spiritual theory of like, you know, what if all of us just exist inside the mind of a giant? Are our lives not real because we exist inside the mind of a giant kind of thing? But it is still real no matter which one it is. I kind of believe in a combination of the two, but it's hard for me personally to explain. Essentially, the one thing that I really think both have in common is that you get into a void state or a meditative state where your body is asleep but your mind is awake, and you are able to put your conscious mind where you want it to be, whether you think of it as another reality or deep within your own mind into the reality you want to go to. So it's not a matter of traveling, but rather of becoming aware of where a version of you already exists somewhere else. The big things that you hear about a lot in the shifting community are like certain terms. You hear about DR, CR, OR, script, and method and meditation. A DR is your desired reality. It is the place that you're going. Your CR is your current reality, the place that you are at right now. Your OR is the reality you originate in. Technically, if I shifted and was in my Marvel DR would be my CR, because I would currently be in that reality. And this one would be my OR because it's my original reality. Your CR is whichever one you're in at the time. Your OR is where you started. Your DR is where you want to go. Then there's your script. I don't really love that we call it a script because a script kind of implies that you are creating it from scratch and that you've made it up. But your script is basically outlining who you are and where you want to go. You're not creating the reality that you're writing about. I like to think of it as specifics. It's like directions. I'm not just trying to get to any Marvel DR. I'm trying to get to my Marvel DR, where I am certain age and have certain power and live with certain person and am in a relationship with certain person and blah, blah, blah. So if I just put I want to go to a Marvel DR and I don't put those specifics, I could end up at any one of them. Kind of like if I say that I want to go to the Barnes & Noble that is on one end of town rather than the other one, I have to follow certain directions and go to the certain one that is next to this business and across from this place, because if not, I'll end up at the other one. So when you have a script or you're scripting, it just specifies where you're going. Method for me is easy to remember because it's kind of like a method of transportation. If you're going to work, your method of transportation is a car, a bus, walking, a bike, something like that. When you do a shifting method, it is a method usually used for meditation or hypnosis or something like that you are using to get into a meditative void state so that you can shift. If you would like to look into common methods that have been around a long time, a really good one that I like is the Julia method. There's also methods like the Raven method and the Sins method and the Sunny method. There is the Valentino method. I created the Monsters Inc. method, which is tagged on my account. If you go to my YouTube channel, there are a few videos of me going through and talking about methods like the ADHD method, the Julia method, the Raven method, stuff like that. But you can also look up lists of shifting methods on this app, or you can find them on Tumblr or Reddit or Amino or anything like that. Meditation. When people talk about like shifting meditations, it's like a guided meditation, kind of like with if you're regular meditating. Really good ones, you can go to Alunir on YouTube. She is my go-to. I've tried several other people for meditations to go with different shifting methods, and I just prefer hers. She's got a really relaxing voice. And honestly, the best one that I've ever used that has gotten me the closest to shifting was Alunir's shifting method for the Void State 2.0. There's two different ones. It's the second one. When I used her meditation for that, I actually ended up mini shifting. Mini shifting is another word that you'll hear commonly used throughout the community, where it's considered like a micro version of a shift. It's still a real shift. You just haven't gotten there and stayed there how long you meant to, you know? A lot of people categorize a mini shift differently. Some people say that it's a mini shift if you feel that you're in a different place and maybe you hear things or kind of see things, but not really. Other people think it's a mini shift if it's only for a certain amount of time, and it's mini even if it's only for a couple of seconds, whatever, that it's mini because it's short. Other people think it's mini because you don't have all of your senses. I mini shifted and I felt the temperature in the room change. I physically felt my surroundings were different. I saw light out of the corner of my eye, that kind of stuff. And I was like hearing things like that. Other people who have mini shifted say they've mini shifted because they have actually opened their eyes and seen their DR, but they were only there for a couple seconds. Other people have full on like gotten out of bed and looked around, but weren't able to ground themselves and shifted back. Everyone thinks of mini shifting differently. It's a personal opinion. But essentially, the bare bones basics of it is to get into a meditative state via a meditation method and kind of direct your consciousness to the reality you want to go to. It is most popular for people to go to popular forms of media like Harry Potter, Marvel, Stranger Things, stuff like that. But people also go to realities that are like waiting rooms so that they can study, or places so that they can just like travel, or it's like a better version of their CR where they are just like wealthy. It's like everyone's thing is different. Like I said, I'm so sorry if this was so poorly explained. Carly, who I've tagged below, really, really great, much better at educating people than I am. I am horrible at explaining stuff because I talk in circles and for way too long. But she's really great. So I highly suggest looking at her videos if you have further questions, or if I have horribly confused you. And if I am terribly sorry. I'm too lazy to sit up, so this is what you get right now. I'm gonna do this laying down because I've had a long day. But grounding, I like to think of it as kind of like when you ground yourself after a panic attack, and it's like you're trying to make yourself feel more physically grounded to your surroundings. And I kind of think of it as like becoming more present, or like feeling more present. Kind of like after panic attacks, or even in the middle of anxiety inducing situations, I try to ground myself by being like, okay, what are some things that I can see? What are some things that I can hear? What are some things I can taste? What can I smell? And stuff like that. And sometimes when I'm trying to make myself feel more present in a panic attack, I'll like touch certain things, or I'll start counting stuff, things like that. So like things that make me feel attached and aware of the environment. And so when I am lucid dreaming and I'm trying to make myself feel grounded to the lucid dream, it's a little harder because, you know, you're in a dream situation. I like to kind of use movement to feel grounded. I get that from something I also kind of do during anxiety attacks and stuff like that. I sometimes will like, I kind of like move up and down, like maybe like wiggle in one spot, or like shift my weight from side to side on my feet so that I'm like forced to feel the ground. I will rub my hands together, trying to make myself like aware of my body. Sometimes I'll clap my hands. Sometimes I'll turn around in circles, or maybe I'll tap my feet on the ground. I'll take deep breaths. I'm a big fan of doing this business with my hands. I don't know why. I just like a lot of stuff that requires like me feeling aware of myself and aware of the space that I'm in my dream. I also hear a lot of people talk about grounding themselves when they get to their DRs. And a lot of ways that I hear people talking about that is like, if they're, you know, like if they've woken up and they've stood up, like doing the thing where they shift their weight from side to side, or maybe like pressing their feet firmer into the ground, touching some walls, or like touching their bedding, gripping like the footboard of their bed, picking something up, like trying to check the time, counting things around them, like trying to find certain colors in the room, like things that kind of like forcibly attach you to your body and to your environment. I don't know if that's how everybody looks at it, but that's how I personally think about it.
I killed you, and you killed me.
Charlotte, why'd you kill that guy?
Motherfucker, he killed himself!
I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him.
Well, you don't know me, but I know you.
Do you ever hear about shifting like in other places of the internet, and it's not a shifting community, and you suddenly are like, they've breached the fortress? If you go on the Reddit group r/confession and you tick the category as most controversial of all time, one of the top posts is a person saying that they found out about shifting like a year ago, and they have been lying to other people saying that they've already shifted and they haven't. And it just poked me in the eye. And all I can think about is, like, first of all, why are you lying about it? Like, this is why so many people have trust issues about this. But also, like, seeing stuff about shifting outside of the shifting side of the internet, I'm just like, the call is coming from inside the house. Like, I feel breached. Like, I feel like people are talking about it in other places, and for some reason that terrifies me, because I'm like...